The ancient civilization of Egypt has captivated and fascinated humanity for thousands of years. From temples to pyramids, statues to papyrus scrolls, the remnants and artifacts of this ancient culture reflect its richness and complexity. However, one of the greatest mysteries of this ancient society is the enigmatic guardian of Giza known as the Sphinx. In this video, let's take a closer look together at these mysterious structures of ancient Egypt and the secrets waiting to be unraveled. Among the ancient civilizations, the one about which we have the most knowledge of its remains and daily life is ancient Egypt. From thousands of statues and recipes displayed in temples and museums to commercial agreements recorded on tens of thousands of papyri, everything was documented. Although modern history often behaves as if it has unraveled all of ancient Egypt's history, in reality, the mysteries of Egypt remain far from solved. In this ancient land, shrouded in secrets and mysteries, stand two structures that defy understanding: the Great Pyramid in Giza and the Sphinx, which stands guard over the pyramids as if the guardian of the region. Throughout history, pharaohs, kings, scholars, and historians have been fascinated by these structures, despite numerous theories proposed over the years. It's only with recent advancements in technology that we've begun to unravel their secrets. Yet as we uncover these secrets, the mystery only deepens. Let's delve into the truths about this ancient guardian, a mystery that has baffled experts working on ancient Egypt. The two structures that remain unsolved mysteries, as I mentioned earlier, are the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. The main reason for this is the lack of any scientific or historically consistent information about who built these structures, how, and for what purpose, especially emphasizing historical consistency, because if you ask mainstream historians, they tend to believe they've solved everything, typically consisting of individuals whose egos are higher than the pyramids themselves. According to their claims, both the Sphinx and the massive pyramid behind it were built by whom and when are clear. Let's consider the historical data taught in schools. History tells us that the Sphinx was built during the 4th dynasty of ancient Egypt, between 2700 and 2500 BCE, by the great pharaoh Khafra. However, these are not entirely precise pieces of information. Perhaps it's even older, or there might be a different truth hidden beneath the surface. When you propose an idea contrary to the mainstream narrative, suggesting that human civilization extends much further back in time, the discussion is promptly shut down. Since ancient times, this fascist approach to human history has been imposed on society by the Academy, until the discovery of Göbekli Tepe challenged these notions. Despite being discovered in 1995, Göbekli Tepe revealed that civilized human history isn't just 6,000 years old, but much older. However, this information has yet to find its way into many textbooks. In short, while science may be absolute, many scientists and academics have become so entrenched in their ego-driven pursuits that humanity has largely lost its open-mindedness. Now, let's examine events through the lens of different scientific and historical data. Outside rigid doctrines, the only information we have about this great lion is a massive granite block situated between its paws. Unfortunately, although half of this granite block is shattered, it provides valuable insight into the relationship between Khafra and the Sphinx. The story inscribed on the tablet goes like this: young Khafra falls asleep under the shade of a tree one day, and in his dream, he sees the Sphinx in all its magnificence. The creature promises him ownership of everything his shining eyes behold if Khafra can free it from the sands. Captivated by the vision, Khafra, though just a prince and not the rightful heir to the throne, is inspired. The being asking for rescue from the sands is like nothing he has seen before. Now, consider this: we're talking about Egypt, a highly advanced civilization with meticulously archived historical records. Yet, there's a structure right in the heart of this civilization, buried under meters of sand, and no one has any knowledge of it. Even after thousands of years, wouldn't a person with a modicum of logic conclude that this structure might have been built before the ancient Egyptian period and forgotten over the centuries, swallowed by the desert sands? But many historians fail to realize this. Khafra, driven by his dream, excavates this entity from beneath the tree under which he had dozed off, although he may not ascend the throne immediately afterward. Over the passing centuries, the Sphinx, standing tall with its eyes fixed on the east, becomes the guardian of Egypt and Giza. However, time ravages all, and the ancient Egyptian civilization couldn't escape this fate. As civilizations crumble, the Great Sphinx, too, falls victim. Over the years, it is once again swallowed by the sands, this time by a tomb. Only its head manages to remain partly exposed over the surface of the sand. And over time, it's seen as a fearful figure associated with ancient gods by different civilizations and cultures. At one point, Muslim communities ruling the region even consider it a guardian of hell, inciting ignorant crowds to attack it, resulting in the destruction of its face and nose. After the 1930s, renewed interest in the Sphinx and its mysteries arises. With modern science conducting research, excavations lead to the rescue of the Great Lion from its sandy tomb once again, and extensive archaeological studies commence. Historians and archaeologists examine this structure for years, but its historical secrets remain elusive. Eventually, simply because its face resembles that of the statue of Khafra and because Khafra's story is inscribed on a tablet nearby, the Sphinx is categorized as belonging to that era, and the matter is closed. However, in recent years, it's not historians but geologists, astronomers, and, interestingly, a psychic who have brought us closer to unraveling the Sphinx's mysteries. As the events become more intriguing and profound, we find ourselves at a turning point. While geologists conduct research on the surface and surroundings of the Sphinx independently, they discover intriguing erosion patterns on the Great Lion's body. This erosion wasn't caused by wind or sand, but clearly indicates water erosion. The problem is, there were no rainfall or water sources in the region that could have caused such erosion. Upon further investigation, not only on the Sphinx but also on the surrounding layers, a similar erosion texture resembling intense water flow or heavy rainfall from the same time period is distinctly identified. This discovery doesn't resolve the mysteries but rather deepens the enigma, because there are only two possibilities that could have caused such erosion of this magnitude. The first possibility is if the intense rainfall that caused erosion around the Sphinx occurred not when the region was a desert, but during a period when the Sahara Desert was covered with forests, estimated to be between 30,000 and 13,000 BCE. The other possibility is that the erosion caused by a massive body of water occurred not only in Egypt but throughout the region during the same time frame, possibly coinciding with what is now known as the Great Flood, estimated to have occurred between 10,000 and 12,000 BCE. Many experts believe that our connection and continuity with ancient civilizations were severed after this event, marking the beginning of our modern civilization with the Sumerians. After this catastrophe, it's a known fact that ancient cities and artifacts were buried under meters of sand and clay. This could be one of the reasons why even in the early periods of ancient Egypt, these structures couldn't be found. Another factor supporting this theory, bolstered by biologists collaborating with archaeologists, is the structural and proportional flaws they found in the Sphinx's body. The head of this colossal lion is disproportionately small compared to its body. Surprisingly, the tools used in the head's craftsmanship don't match those used on the body and belong to a different era. According to this theory, Khafra, who excavated the Sphinx from under the sand, might have carried out some unknown alterations or modifications to the Sphinx's facial features. Since lions symbolize strength in Egypt, it's highly likely that he merged his own facial features with the lion's image. Can you imagine them randomly crafting the Sphinx at an odd angle? Moreover, there's another discovery indicating a much earlier time frame, the correlation between the Sphinx and astronomy. Those who have had the chance to visit ancient Egypt might have seen various figures, such as bulls and rams, lined along long avenues in front of temples. This practice is attributed to the Egyptians' profound interest in astrology and their alignment of statues according to the zodiac ages. For instance, statues of bulls were displayed in front of structures dating back to the age of Taurus, around 4000 BCE. Similarly, in subsequent kingdoms, ram figures were used, coinciding with the age of Aries around 2000 BCE. Not only that, you're aware of how Egypt was deeply entrenched in astronomy, stars, and mathematics, shaping their structures based on these scientific values. Considering these factors, open-minded scientists who consider these aspects believe that the Sphinx's alignment and shape suggest a connection with the constellation Leo. They calculate the angle at which the Sphinx gazes, and the conclusion is striking. The Sphinx aligns precisely with the rising angle of the Leo constellation, which falls within the time frame of 10,500 to 11,000 BCE. Now, think about it. While constructing the pyramids, they perfectly aligned them with the cardinal directions and designed them as the center of the Earth's mass. Yet, they also meticulously match the distance and angle between the three stars of Orion's belt in Orion's constellation during the same period. So, could they randomly build the Sphinx at an odd angle? Now, we've managed to shed some light on the fog of mysteries using data from different scientific fields. However, there's another source beyond science where we find ourselves, the prophecies of one of history's most accurate and successful prophets, Edgar Cayce. I'll delve into this in an upcoming video, but to provide a brief summary, during a trance, he made predictions that led to the discovery of the fault line beneath New York City and the discovery of ancient remnants believed to be from Atlantis in the waters off the Bahamas. During one of his sessions, Cayce was asked to observe the Sphinx, and under hypnosis, he provided some fascinating details. According to Cayce, there's a chamber beneath the Sphinx's right paw containing lost information from ancient history. He continues, stating that when the time comes, it will be discovered, completing humanity's transformation. Years after Cayce's predictions, international communities conduct underground scans in the Sphinx's location and indeed find 2 underground chambers and a network of tunnels, exactly as Cayce described. However, just like with the newly discovered chambers in the Great Pyramid, access to these subterranean chambers is denied, citing concerns about damaging historical relics. And the matter is closed. Perhaps it's right. Perhaps it's wrong. But for now, there's nothing we can do. Maybe in the coming years, with the advancement of new generation technologies, detailed 3D scans can be conducted without causing harm to the region. Perhaps then, we can truly shed light on the mystery surrounding this ancient structure. Egypt still holds many surprises, with 75% of its treasures waiting to be unearthed beneath the sands. In the coming years, Egypt will continue to astonish us. Thank you for joining us on this journey as we unravel the mysteries of the past and embark on adventures through time. Here at Mythos and Time, we'll continue to explore topics ranging from history, mythology, ancient civilizations, to science fiction. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share it with others. Your support means the world to us and encourages us to create more engaging content. Until our next exploration, take care and stay curious.